Well, it's time for duty in Djibouti. It's time for duty in Djibouti. It's time for duty in Djibouti. Doop, 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 duty in Djibouti.
Welcome to another edition of Duty in Djibouti. I'm Staff Sergeant RJ Bierman. First up, the Secretary of the Air Force, Michael Donley, visited Camp Lemonnier and talked to service members about the importance of the mission in Africa, as well as the future direction of the Air Force. Staff Sergeant Sarah Weeks has a story.
Secretary of the Air Force, the Honorable Michael Donley, visits Camp Lemonnier Airmen for his first trip to Africa as Secretary to discuss the importance of the mission and the vital peacekeeping role each and every member plays.
Key elements of our efforts in Africa include the monitoring of those threats, working with African nations to establish control over ungoverned spaces, and taking an active approach to disrupting these terrorist networks. A safe, secure, and stable Africa is certainly in our national interests.
Donley also spoke with service members about the Air Force's approach to the budget as well as the future of the Air Force.
Our budget proposal calls for a reduction of about 9,900 airmen over the next 5 years, active, guard, and reserve. We've carefully balanced our active and reserve component changes to make sure that we can meet the demanding operational tempo, including both surge and rotational requirements that are part of the current and the projected strategic environment in which we live.
Donley concluded his meeting by thanking service members for their hard work and dedication, recognizing the sacrifices of being separated from family and friends.
So thanks again to you and your families for the commitment you've made and the missions you perform so well for our Air Force and our nation. It is an honor for me to serve with you in the world's finest Air Force. Thank you.
For Combined Joint Task Force Horn of Africa Public Affairs, I'm Staff Sergeant Sarah Weeks.
Service members responded to an unpredictable situation. Staff Sergeant Sarah Weeks tells how one suicide was prevented.
A beautiful, relaxing MWR trip provided for service members deployed to Camp Lemonnier, Djibouti didn't quite turn out as planned.
While relaxing, we saw Sergeant Giles come over the cliff. He looked like he was concerned about something, so we went out to meet him. And then it's when he told us that the airman jumped off the cliff and into the ocean.
All DoD personnel are required to receive suicide prevention and awareness training annually. This training consists of knowing the signs and symptoms of suicidal individuals, as well as when and where to seek help.
I begged and pleaded with him to stop, to not jump, and he did it anyway. So I immediately proceeded to go over and try and get him out of the water. And not being an experienced swimmer myself, I just tried to corral him as much as I could and go ahead and grab him out of the water. And once I realized he was treading water at least, but still in distress, I went back up the hill to go grab Sergeant Evans and Sergeant Guppy.
Less than 1/3 of individuals who have committed suicide were seen by a mental health professional. However, 100% of those individuals had a supervisor, coworker, or friend who saw them on a daily basis that could have saved a life.
There's so many resources and even close people, I think, that are out there that are always going to be willing to listen no matter what. Family, close friends, plus all the resources available in the military. No one should be afraid or feel any pressure of any sort to go out and find any help.
Technical Sergeant Giles and his teammates received recognition for their actions, but more importantly, they saved a life that day. Suicides are unpredictable, but they're preventable. Knowing the signs and symptoms could save a life. For Combined Joint Task Force Horn of Africa Public Affairs, I'm Staff Sergeant Sarah Weeks.
And now, service members from around the camp have messages for their families at home.
This is Captain Travis Perry with the U.S. Army in Djibouti, Africa. I'm here helping the Djiboutian Navy. I want to give a shout out to my wife and 6 children in Wichita Falls, Texas. I really miss you guys.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant John Ushinsky. I'm with Charlie 490 Civil Affairs out of Grand Prairie, Texas. I want to give a shout out to my wife, Catherine, and my family back home in Worcester, Massachusetts. I love you all.
My name is Master Sergeant Martin with Charlie 490 Civil Affairs out of Grand Prairie, stationed in Djibouti, Africa. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife Donna and my 2 boys Sean and Cameron, who are in Gray, Maine. I love you and I miss you.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Jeff File from NAS JRB New Orleans. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife Daylene in New Orleans with my 3 kids. Best of luck during Hurricane Isaac, and I love you and miss you, babe.
My name is Specialist Perkins from Houston, Texas. I want to give a shout out to my wife Sephra. I love you and I miss you, and all my friends and family back home.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Byron Connor, originally from Port Arthur, Texas. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife Elena and my kids in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Love you, see you soon.
I'm Tech Sergeant Escobedo, deployed from Beale Air Force Base, California. I'd like to give a shout out to all my friends and family across the world, and especially my son in San Antonio, Texas. Miss you, and I'll see you soon. And remember, you and me together forever.
That's it for this edition of Duty in Djibouti. For Combined Joint Task Force, Horn of Africa, Public Affairs, I'm Staff Sergeant RJ Bierman.
Derp, derp, derp,